For 10,000 years, the entire Imperium of Man has been praying for just one thing, the return of their God Emperor. Well, guess what? It's happening. But after a 10-millennia nap on the Golden Throne, the being that's waking up, he's not the savior anyone was hoping for. Let's dive into what happens in this absolutely chilling scenario.
We get to see this whole catastrophe unfold through the eyes of Captain Malcian Vane of the Adeptus Custodes. We're talking the Emperor's personal, golden-armored bodyguards. This guy is one of the 10,000 who's been standing guard forever, and what he's about to witness isn't salvation, it's the damnation of everything he ever swore to protect. Okay, so our story kicks off in the most sacred, most heavily guarded place in the entire galaxy, the inner sanctum of the Imperial Palace on Terra, right at the foot of the Golden Throne itself. An entire era is about to come to a very, very violent end.
To really get the scale of this moment, you gotta wrap your head around this timeline. For 10,000 years, the Emperor has been a silent, withered corpse kept alive by some seriously ancient machinery. All that time, the Custodes have stood watch as the Imperium they were meant to safeguard just rotted. It twisted into the superstitious, stagnant parody of what he wanted. And now, today, that long, long silence is about to break.
It all starts small, a little tremor through the floor of the sanctum. The tech priests, they brush it off. It's just a mechanical quirk, the throne is old. But for Captain Malcian and his brothers, who know this palace like the back of their hand, this feels wrong, deeply wrong. Something is shifting.
Then, the pressure starts. It's a psychic weight, so immense it feels like the entire galaxy is just pressing down on your mind. And get this. It's so powerful that even the Sisters of Silence, these are women whose very existence is a psychic black hole, they start to convulse. Their one job is to nullify this stuff, and they are just completely, utterly overwhelmed.
And then the impossible. A light starts to shine. Not from the throne's machinery, no. It's coming from the Emperor's withered corpse itself. It's this golden light that feels cold, casting these weird, malicious shadows that seem to dance on their own. The skeletal fingers that haven't moved in millennia, they start to curl. His head begins to rise.
This light, this is the real beginning of the awakening, and with it comes a devastating dawn for a galaxy that has absolutely no idea what is about to hit it. And then he opens his eyes. The source material describes it not as a sound you'd hear, but as a psychic scream that just erupts through the very fabric of existence. It's a tidal wave of pure consciousness, so powerful it literally rips reality apart at the seams. This number, this is the immediate death toll. On Terra, alone. Billions of regular human minds are just erased. Their consciousness snuffed out like a candle by just the barest touch of him waking up. This isn't a war, it's a psychic extinction event. All across the planet, buildings crumble, ships just drop out of the sky. A silent purge washes over humanity's home.
But you see, this isn't some random, uncontrolled cataclysm. Oh no, this is a judgment. The Emperor has spent 10,000 years watching his dream fester into a nightmare, and now he is awake to hand out the sentence.
And this right here, this slide shows you exactly why he's so furious. On one side, you've got his original vision, the imperial truth, a future built on reason, science, and progress. No gods, no superstition. And on the other side, the reality he woke up to, the imperial cult, an empire of blind faith and stagnation that worships him as a god, the very thing he fought to destroy.
His judgment is swift and it is brutal. All those corrupt priests and phony saints? Erased. Psychers and astropads, humanity's telephone network, are extinguished by the thousands. And the Astronomicon, that psychic beacon that lets ships travel the stars, he turns it into a weapon, scouring the very dimension it was supposed to help navigate.
His wrath doesn't even stop at his enemies. It extends to his own space marines. A captain of the Imperial Fists confronts him, pleading their love and devotion, and the Emperor just dismisses him, cold as ice. He shows them the corruption in their own genes, their blind obedience, and tells them their devotion is just dependency. And then he just annihilates them. Gone. In the middle of all this galaxy-wide destruction, the camera zooms right back in on our narrator, Captain Malcian, and he is staring down an impossible choice: his sacred duty versus his own conscience. This is really the heart of the whole story, isn't it?
Melchistian was literally created to serve the emperor, no questions asked. But the being standing in front of him is destroying the very humanity he swore an oath to protect. So what do? Obey the God you were made for, or defend the flawed, messy, imperfect people of the Imperium?
And in an act of either unbelievable bravery or the highest treason, Malcinian makes his choice. He stands against his own creator. He argues that this flawed, struggling version of humanity, the one that has survived 10,000 years of pure hell, it deserves a chance, not to be wiped off the board.
Malthusian doesn't just defy him, he tries to reason with him. He appeals to the emperor's past, talking about compassion, the one quality that used to separate him from all the tyrants and monsters he defeated, the thing that made him a leader worth following. He's basically asking if 10,000 years of pain have burned that part of him away for good.
And incredibly, it works. Well, kinda. It doesn't stop the change, but it alters its course. The emperor's pure, unrestrained wrath gets tempered, and it's replaced by a more calculated, though still terrifying, plan for what comes next.
The emperor's new plan is what he's calling a great reformation. He's not going to just wipe everyone out. Instead, he's going to dismantle the corrupt old order, but now with the precision of a surgeon, not a sledgehammer. He's going to judge with discernment, find the people who represent humanity's potential, the seeds of a new civilization, and personally guide the species through its dangerous psychic evolution.
And Malcian, the guy who just stood up to him, the doubter, the traitor, he gets a new job, a crucial one. He becomes the emperor's instrument, his ambassador to a humanity that can't handle his direct, overwhelming presence. He is, for all intents and purposes, the mortal conscience that managed to temper a god's infinite rage.
So the emperor's final vision is laid out. The path forward is going to be brutal, full of war, suffering, and resistance as all the old ways are torn down. But for the first time in 10 millennia, there is real, actual hope. A chance for humanity to finally be free from superstition and fear and to achieve its true potential.
And that's where we leave it. The emperor is awake, and everything has changed. But is this really the dawn of a glorious new age for mankind, a true rebirth guided by its creator? Or is the complete destruction of a 10,000-year-old civilization with all its beliefs and traditions just extinction by another name? That's the question to chew on.